Every time they see me pull up, everybody say mashallah. Catch me on the flight, you not gonna catch me on the corner. Try to make this team, me not gonna mix up in the drama. They chatty blah blah, messing with my karma.
Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm here with the Octavia vRS, and yeah, today we're just going to do a road test review. And the Octavia vRS, I finally brought a car on the channel for a review. So before we get started guys, make sure you hit the subscribe button. We're close to 2,250, it'd be awesome to hit that, and massive thank you to everyone who's subscribed already. Let's just get into the review of the Octavia vRS. This is the facelift Mk2 Octavia vRS, and the back end looks really nice. And if we go to the front end is so aggressive, and I really like that. I prefer this to the pre-facelift. I remember when we first bought this car in 2014, so we've owned it for about 6 years. It's been in the family. We owned a Mk1 vRS, and when we first bought that, I actually preferred the Mk1 because the Mk1 was really boxy, but over time this has really grown on me. The really aggressive looking curves that Skoda put in, and I think it's an awesome design. And see this car? These cars are known to kind of be sleeper cars, so no one really knows what they are or how fast they are. Like names like the GTI, they're known. The Skoda vRS isn't really known that well, but it's an awesome car, and the exterior is there to match. And if you look at the calipers, it's got matching red calipers, like all the wee sporty touches that just kind of set it off from the ordinary Octavia. The boot is absolutely massive. Compared to the Golf, it's about 40% bigger, maybe even twice the size, but that's one of the massive selling points of this car. It's a hot hatch VW group, and it's got a massive boot. Looking at the interior, I really love the interior in this car. It's got a lot of touches that set it apart, like the vRS badge here on the steering wheel, and you also get the vRS seats, which are Alcantara cloth and leather. They're really premium seats, and they look really good. And even here you get leather door cards. So it's a really nice place to be, the interior. And you can also see a lot of touches from the Mk6 Golf, like this HVAC system is straight out of a Mk6 Golf. Everything here is very VW group, but it's actually, this will be like Skoda's top of the range car, the vRS. One of them will be right up there. And yeah, the interior is really nice. Okay, so we're in the vRS now. We're going to take it for a wee road test and a wee drive. And this is interesting, I've not driven a diesel since 2016 when I done my driving lessons. But I'm telling you, this car is excellent. It's actually caught me by surprise how good it actually is. With the vRS, this is the Mk2 vRS, you get 2 engines in it. You get this, the diesel, the 2-litre diesel, which kind of falls in line with the Golf GTD, it's a VAG group engine. And you also get the 2-litre petrol, which is the exact same engine as you get in the Mk5 Golf GTI. The torque is very good on this car, it's very linear. It kind of comes on and it just holds all the way through. You know when people say diesels are like trains, I understand that now. It's completely different to a petrol engine. But I think the power delivery is a lot more grown up, it's a lot more mature. I think this car in general is a very grown up hot hatch. It's very capable around the roads, it's very fast, but it's also very grown up. It's just kind of got effortless power. You just put your foot down, it just picks up, and the torque band just stays all the way through. It is completely different to the petrol. You wouldn't like thrash this car. It's a lot more grown up, it's a lot more mature. You'd put your foot down, you'd get the torque, the effortless power, and then you'd shift up. Another thing about this car is the miles per gallon. With the diesel engine you get in this, you're going to get really good fuel economy. So coming up here I got about 40 mpg. That same journey in the Golf, which has the petrol engine, I'd be getting about 30 mpg. So you're getting a good 10 to 15 more mpg than you would on the petrol equivalent. And it's got grip for days. days. It's a front wheel drive hot hatch, you don't need to worry about grip or anything. There's so much grip in this car. That's probably the least of your worries. Overtaking power on the motorway would be effortless with this engine, and yeah, I'm really impressed. There's an EP3 just went by. Let's talk about the handling a bit, and the handling on this car is excellent. It caught me by surprise as well. I didn't really expect much, but then as a VRS it is a hot hatch, so maybe yeah, the handling should be good, but it is actually really good. You can take it through all of the bends at good speed, and it gives you a lot of confidence, and I really do like this through the bends, because I feel like I'm not using a crazy amount of steering angle through the different bends, which just gives you confidence. And also the steering, it's got, I wouldn't say weight to it because it doesn't have too much weight to it, but as you start to turn, you feel it wants to pull you back to the centre. So I'll give you an example here, like I'm turning, say I come to the exit of the car, if I just let go, it just centres straight away. So it's always like pulling you back to centre. But the good thing, my favourite thing about the handling and the steering is how the angle isn't that much. Like, I'm barely turning the wheel to get through these bends compared to other cars that I've driven, but then I've driven a lot of older cars, so maybe that's why. But I'm really enjoying it, and it's giving me a lot of confidence. And with that torque, it is good fun. Would I buy one of these cars? Yes, I would. I would buy a Mk2 Octavia vRS. If I had to buy one, I would go with the petrol. It just suits my needs better, and I think the petrol would be that bit more fun. You know, you can rev it out a bit more, and yeah. But that doesn't take anything away from the diesel variant. I think the diesel is excellent. You get really good MPG, and the torque band is awesome. There's like effortless power throughout the range, and it's just a really nice car. And like I said, you get all the VRS touches. This is like top of the line for the Octavia, and it's a sleeper car. Not many people really know about the VRSs. I know the Fabia VRS had a good following, the Octavia VRS, but if you don't know your cars, not many people are going to know what this is. So if I had to buy one, I'd buy a Mk2. I'd buy one of the early ones. I'd try and pick up a bargain, and I'd get the 2-litre petrol. And what I'd do is I'd KO4 convert it, because I think if you KO4 convert one of these cars, that would be crazy. It would create the ultimate sleeper car. And you know, KO4ing an Octavia VRS, I actually find that more interesting and a lot cooler than doing it to the GTI, because the GTI has been done before. Volkswagen, they released the Edition 30, which came with the KO4 turbo. No Octavia VRS came with a KO4 turbo from factory. So if you put a KO4 turbo on one of these, you're going to create the ultimate sleeper car. No one's going to expect it, no one's going to see it coming, and I think that's really exciting. So yeah, 100% I'd recommend the Octavia VRS, both the petrol, both the diesel. It's an excellent hot hatch, and it's a lot cheaper than the Golf equivalents for pretty much the same thing. And in a lot of instances, this car is actually better than the Golf for a lot of people. You'll get more space in the back, you'll get the boot, and yeah. And that being said, this car still looks awesome. It's got really aggressive looks, and it's an awesome car all around. So I would highly recommend this car, and I highly rate this car. And yeah, that's this video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the subscribe button, hit the thumbs up. Let's hit 2,250, and I'll see you for the next video, and peace.